Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on financial literacy through innovation and collaboration. I am Madiha Rubab, and I will be your moderator today. Hopefully, you have gone through our promotional content and tilawat and recitation. Subhanallah, thank you. A pass for that. Again, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and valued participants. Today's session brings together expertise from both academic and regulatory sectors to address one of the most critical challenges of our time, that is, enhancing financial literacy through innovative approaches and collaborative partnership. First, we'll hear from our four distinguished speakers, each bringing unique perspectives on financial literacy. There are a few housekeeping notes. Please mute your microphones to avoid background noise and use the chat function to question. We will address them later on during our session. We'll begin with our keynote speaker, Mr. Fowad Nadeem, who serves as Chief Manager at the State Bank of Pakistan Banking Service Corporation in Sukkur. Mr. Nadeem brings extensive experience in banking regulation and financial services. Under his leadership, State Bank BSC Sukkur has implemented numerous initiatives to promote financial inclusion and literacy in the region. Mr. Nadeem will be sharing insights on the regulatory perspectives on financial literacy challenges and opportunities in Pakistan. Mr. Nadeem, please do the honors.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So thank you, ma'am, for introducing and for introductory remarks. So thank you everyone for this meeting. On Sunday, being a holiday, I think so it's very difficult to take a time from daily house routines. So thank you for being here. So let I share some basic theme of this meeting and financial inclusion strategy. So financial inclusion strategy is a new, not a new concept for SPP and for the public as well. Basically, financial inclusion strategy is a vision of SBP. It's basically a vision which we are sharing today is a vision, a part of vision from financial inclusion strategy 2024 and 28. This is spread over 5 years. This is a third iteration, followed by 2015 to 18 and then 19 to 23. So SBP has its commitment to increase the financial inclusion throughout the country, considering the fact that Pakistan's economy cannot be grown and its growth cannot be ensured without financial inclusion on a massive level. So Pakistan State Bank has taken a step from 2015 till now, and it has been committed to take further steps to increase financial inclusion. And with its commitment and efforts, financial inclusion in 2015 was just 16%, and now bank accounts in Pakistan has increased to 64% of population in 2023 was owning some kind of a bank account. Same is the case. We are not just, you can say, confined to this task, but we have a vision to increase financial inclusion to 75% by 2028. Our vision, SBP vision, is also to not only to increase just only financial inclusion, but also increase the financial well-being and living standard in Pakistan by advanced financial inclusion at all levels. So I can just, considering the time limits, I will just brief a few points, highlight a few brief points and key goals of this 2024 to 28 financial inclusion strategy. The key goals and targets are as under. Number 1, SBP is committed to increase the financial inclusion to 75% by 2028. In 2023, the financial inclusion was 64%. When State Bank took an initiative to increase it, it was just 16%. So with the efforts of SBP, there has been a more than 3 times increase in financial inclusion, and we are committed to increase 75% up to year 2028. Similarly, there was also a gender gap in financial inclusion. Gender gap was 34% in 2023, and with our vision up to 28, we are committed to decrease this gender gap from 34% to 25%. Besides this, we are not just confining our financial literacy to only just to a few limited bank branches, but we will promote digital innovation, inclusive finance, and data-driven decision-making. So we know that the various steps have been taken by the SBP and BSC to increase the financial inclusion by providing at the doorstep of the people and the masses without you bothering them to go to the bank branches and visiting them, the bank branches, and going to the cumbersome account opening process and borrowing, etc. Now the people have a very choices to make them while making them a part of their banking system. So not only this, we are just only committed to increase the financial inclusion at a, you can say, macro level, but we are also committed to increase at considering the micro levels even. Not only gender, but also area wise, we are also committed that we will focus on underprivileged area, and underprivileged area will be our focus. Underserved districts, underserved area, geo mapping is also a part of our strategy. Financial, physical and digital access points, we are increasing. The bank branches are also being increased. ATMs are also being increased. Our branchless banking agents are also on rise, and point of sales are also increasing. So besides this, besides opening the additional bank accounts, SBP has also made various steps to make it very simple, and Asan bank accounts are also there. We have also designated about 20 pilot villages where we wish that everyone should be a financially literate there. So with this step, our key headline targets by 2028 will be not only to increase the bank accounts by 75 up to 75%, but reduce the gender gap by up to 25%. We wish that microfinance borrowers should increase by 3 million by 2028, and agri-finance borrowers there will be a new entry of agri borrowers by 1 million. We promote SME finance by up to 200,000 new borrowers will be added into SME finance by 2028, and share of microfinance in private sector will increase from 5% in 2023 to 7% by 2028. Similarly, agriculture finance is our focus, and the current and existing share of agri finance by 9% will be increased up to 12% in 2028. Similarly, the share of private sector SME finance will increase from 6% to 10% by 2028. And as I earlier said, that digital payment increase is our also focus. So we want that current e-payments are just only 50%. So State Bank has taken numerous steps to increase the digital payments by up to 80% by 2028. So not only SBP alone cannot carry out all these activities, we need an extensive help of all stakeholders, including the bankers, branchless banking agents, public, social media, and NGOs, and various activists who should be who can play a very vital role in promoting the financial inclusion throughout the country. And the very purpose of this financial inclusion is that to promote the economy, to develop a country, because SBP vision and mission is that without financial inclusion, the dream of growth cannot be achieved without including all the masses into financial sector, and financial inclusion is a part of this. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I hope so this session will also facilitate in adding value and adding numbers to this concept of increasing financial inclusion. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Fowad sir. Ma'am, आप continue करें please.
Apologies, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this very valuable contribution. Undoubtedly, we require financial literacy, and gender gap is no doubt a very great thing that is having a great impact. And we need to improve this gender gap and, shrinken this gap. Now we come up to another part of the session that will be led by Mr. Jawad. I'm sorry. Extremely sorry. Our next speaker is Mr. Jawaid Iqbal, who serves as a member of the executive committee at Al-Sadiq Institute and brings valuable experience as head of risk at a leading commercial bank. Mr. Iqbal's unique position allows him to bridge academic research with practical banking experience. His work focuses on risk management, financial innovation, and developing educational frameworks to prepare students for the evolving financial landscape. Mr. Iqbal will be discussing innovation in financial education, bridging academic theory and industry practice. Mr. Iqbal, please share your presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope आप लोग को presentation visible है. जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम जी can you hear me please confirm कर.
Yes.
जी thank you sir. My name is Jawaid Iqbal, as introduced by madam. I'm part of Al-Sadiq Institute as a founding member. थोड़ा सा brief introduction मैं Al-Sadiq Institute का करना चाहूँगा कि Al-Sadiq Institute जो है वो since 2007 Islamic banking and finance and Takaful की promotion, उसकी education और उसमें अपना role play कर रहा है. और ये इंस्टीट्यूट जो है वो आगा शबीर मेसमी साहब की सरबराही में इस्टेब्लिश हुआ अंडर ज़ारा अकेडमी. और इसमें हमने फोकस किया है कि अपनी यूथ को और स्पेशली जो हमारे इवन फीमेल जो मेंबर्स हैं सोसाइटी के, उनको जो है इस्लामिक बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंस एंड तकाफुल के हवाले से ना सिर्फ लिटरेसी, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में और उनके अवेयरनेस के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, बल्कि उनको उसके साथ साथ उनको जॉब मार्केट के अंदर भी एज ए इफेक्टिव मेंबर ऑफ द सोसाइटी इंडक्ट किया जाए. यहाँ पर मैं स्टेट बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान का और अभी जो हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं और जो मेहमान गिरामी हैं, फवाद साहब, इमरान साहब, इनका इंतहाई मशकूर हूँ कि संडे को इन्होंने टाइम दिया और अल-सादिक के साथ ही कोलैबोरेशन कर रहे हैं. और इसके साथ साथ स्टेट बैंक ने हमेशा जो है वो अल-सादिक इंस्टीट्यूट को जब भी हमने रिक्वेस्ट की किसी भी फोरम से, सेमिनार हो, वेबिनार हो या कोई और किसी भी किस्म की कोलैबोरेशन हो, तो उन्होंने हमेशा हमें सपोर्ट किया. उसके लिए हम इंतहाई मशकूर रहेंगे स्टेट बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान के. और साथ साथ यहाँ पर भी ये भी एक्नॉलेज करने की बात है और उसको कि स्टेट बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान अभी इस्लामिक बैंकिंग की ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फेज में है और सारी बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री को ट्रांसफॉर्म होना इनटू इस्लामिक बैंकिंग. So State Bank also want کہ ایک انکلوسیونیس ہو اور سارے اسکول آف تھاٹ جو ہیں وہ اس میں اپنا رول پلے کریں اور سارے سیگمنٹ آف سوسائٹی جو ہیں وہ اس اسلامک بینکنگ کی پروموشن میں اور اس کی گروتھ میں جو اپنا کردار ادا کریں. سو being a Al-Sadiq Institute, one of the leading institute of Islamic banking in Pakistan, ہم اسٹیٹ بینک کے اس ویژن میں اور اس کولیبریشن کے اندر جو ہیں وہ پارٹنر ہیں اور always support State Bank of Pakistan, all the initiatives in terms of financial literacy and promotion of Islamic banking in Pakistan. تو بس میں زیادہ ٹائم نہیں لوں گا. میں تھوڑا سا ہماری جو کچھ کاوشیں ہم نے کری ہیں, کوشش کی ہے ہم نے الصادق انسٹیٹیوٹ کے فورم سے, وہ آپ لوگوں سے شیئر کرنا چاہوں گا اور پھر ہمارے دوسرے مہمان گرامی جو ہیں وہ کنٹینیو کریں. تو جسٹ آپ کو ابھی یہ جو فائنینشیل انکلوژن کے کانٹیکس میں جو فائنینشیل لٹریسی ویک اسٹارٹ ہوا اور اس میں اسٹیٹ بینک کے ساتھ الصادق نے کولیبریشن کی اور اس میں ہم نے فوکس کیا کہ اپنے جو مدارس ہیں ان کے طلباء کو بھی جو ہے وہ اس میں انکلوڈ کیا جائے اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ ڈفرینٹ یونیورسٹیز اور ڈفرینٹ ایجوکیشن انسٹیٹیوٹس کے ساتھ بھی یہ کولیبریشن کر کے اس میں ایک رول پلے کرنے کی کوشش کی. ہم نے تھرو آؤٹ پاکستان فرام آزاد کشمیر ٹل ٹو دی ساؤتھ ہم نے یہ سارے ایریا کو ڈفرینٹ جورسڈکشن میں ڈفرینٹ ڈسٹرکٹس میں اسٹیٹ بینک کی کولیبریشن کے ساتھ جو ہیں یہ سیمینارز جو کنڈکٹ کیے فار فائنینشیل انکلوژن اور فائنینشیل لٹریسی فوکسنگ آن اسلامک بینک. جیسے میں نے ذکر کیا فائنینشیل ٹاپ جو یونیورسٹیز ہیں اور فائنینشیل ایجوکیشن انسٹیٹیوٹس ہیں, این جی اوز ہیں, ان کے ساتھ بھی الصادق کی کولیبریشن رہی ہے. اور اسی طرح جو ڈیجیٹل انٹیگریشن کی بات ہو رہی ہے, جو جس سے فائنینشیل انکلوژن اور پروموٹ ہو رہی ہے, تو اس میں بھی ہم جب بھی یہ سیشنز کرتے ہیں تو اس میں ڈیجیٹل کے کانٹیکس میں بھی ضرور بات کرتے ہیں تاکہ ہماری یوتھ اسپیشلی جو جین زی ہے وہ اس میں کو اٹریکٹ کرے اور اپنا فائنینشیل انکلوژن کو پروموٹ کرے. جو ہمارے کی پروگرامس ہیں ان میں ایک شریعہ ایکسپرٹس ان اسلامک بینکنگ, جو کہ ہم یہ ایک پروگرام ہے جس کے اندر ہم جو ہمارے مدارس کے اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں, جو اسکالرز ہیں, ان کو ہم جو ہے وہ اسلامک فائنانس کے بارے میں ان کو ٹرین کرتے ہیں سو دیٹ کہ وہ یہ کولیبریٹ کریں اور اپنی شرعی ایکسپرٹیز کو جو ہے وہ اسلامک بینکنگ کے پروموشن کے لیے یوز کریں. اسی طرح ایک سرٹیفکیشن کورس ہیں جو کہ 4 month کا بڑا کمپریہنسو ایک شریعہ کمپلائنٹ ٹریڈ اینڈ فائنانس کا ہم ایک کورس کراتے ہیں, کیونکہ ہم نے یہ دیکھا ہے کہ جو جو امپورٹ اینڈ ایکسپورٹ انٹری اینڈ ٹریڈ فنکشن یا ٹریڈ فائنانس کا جو فنکشن ہے بینکنگ میں, وہ بڑا اسپیشلائز فنکشن ہے. تو اور اس میں جو پروڈکٹ نالج ہے, اسپیشلی جو اسلامک پروڈکٹس یوز ہوتی ہیں, ان کی انڈرسٹینڈنگ جو ہے وہ اس میں بھی ایک اسکل گیپ ہے. تو ہم نے اس اسکل گیپ کو کم کرنے کے لیے ہم نے بینکنگ انڈسٹری کے لیے ایک 4 month کا کمپریہنسو شریعہ کمپلائنٹ ٹریڈ اینڈ فائنانس کا سرٹیفکیٹ کورس کیا ہے, جو کہ ہم اسکل ڈیولپمنٹ کونسل SDC کی کولیبریشن سے کریں. اسی طرح ہم نے سنس 2016 کوئی مور دین 8,500 پروفیشنل جو ہیں اسلامک بینکنگ, فائنانس اینڈ تکافل میں ٹرین کی ہیں. ہم دوسرے اپنے اور ایجوکیشن پروگرامس کی بات کریں تو ہمارا جو سب سے فلیگ شپ پروگرام ہے وہ پوسٹ گریجویٹ ڈپلوما ان اسلامک بینکنگ اینڈ فائنانس. یہ 1 year کا پروگرام ہے جو منہاج یونیورسٹی لاہور کے کولیبریشن سے کنڈکٹ ہو رہا ہے. اور اس میں ہمارے جو اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں ان کو جو ہے وہ نہ صرف کلاس روم ٹریننگ بلکہ جو پروفیشنل بینکرز اینڈ شریعہ اسکالرز جو ہیں وہ اس پروگرام کو لیڈ کرتے ہیں. اسی طرح جس طرح میں ذکر کیا شریعہ کمپلائنٹ ٹریڈ اینڈ فائنانس پروگرام, یہ ہم نے لانچ کیا ہے سو دیٹ ٹو برج دا گیپ اینڈ یہاں پر جو ٹرین ریسورسز کی ریکوائرمنٹ ہے ٹریڈ فائنانس کے اندر اس کو ہم فلفل کریں گے. اسی طرح شریعہ اسکالرس کی کیپیسٹی بلڈنگ پروگرام ہے. یہ 5 ڈے کا ایک پروگرام ہوتا ہے جو کہ ہم نے مختلف شہروں کے اندر کرتے ہیں تاکہ مدارس کے اسٹوڈنٹس جو ہیں ان کو بھی شریعت اور اسلامک بینکنگ شریعت ان کو پتہ ہی ہے بٹ اسلامک بینکنگ بھی اس کو انٹروڈیوس کیا گیا. اسی طرح یہ آلریڈی ہم پیچھے بات کر چکے ہیں شریعہ ایکسپرٹس ان اسلامک بینکنگ کا جو پروگرام ہے یہ اس میں ہم ساری پروڈکٹس جو اسلامک فائنینسنگ موڈز ہیں ان کو کور کرتے ہیں اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ ان کو اسلامک فائنینس اینڈ تکافل کے اوپر بھی آگاہی دی جاتی ہے. پھر ہمارے ویبینار ایک تو ہمارے کلاس روم سیشنز ہیں اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ جو ہیں وہ ہمارے ویبینارز جس طرح آج کا ہم یہ سیشن کنڈکٹ کر رہے ہیں یہ کافی ہمارے پاپولر سیشنز ہیں بیکاز اس میں آؤٹ ریچ آبویسلی زیادہ ہے اور ہم زیادہ لوگوں کو جو ہے وہ کنیکٹ ماسز کو کنیکٹ کر سکتے ہیں. تو اس میں کچھ کی ویبینارز جو ہم نے کیے ہیں اس میں اسلامک فائنانس گورننس اینڈ لیگل فریم ورک اس میں ہم نے آفی اور جو اسٹیٹ بینک اور ریناؤنڈ شریعہ اسکالر جو ہیں وہ اس میں پارٹیسپیٹ کر کیے ہیں اور انہوں نے اس کو کنڈکٹ کیا ہے. اسی طرح اسلامک اکنامک پرنسپل پہ آقا شبیر مسمی صاحب مفتی ارشاد صاحب اور مفتی زاہد سراج صاحب ان کے ایک ویبینار کنڈکٹ کیا. اس کے ساتھ اسلامک بینکنگ کے فنڈامنٹلز ریفارمز لاز اور زکوٰۃ یہ کچھ ٹاپکس ہیں جن پہ ہم نے ریسنٹلی ویبینار جو ہیں کنڈکٹ. اسی طرح کانفرنسز اینڈ سیمینارز کی بات کریں تو ورلڈ اکنامک اسلامک فائنانس فورم 2024-2025 اس میں الصادق جو ہے وہ پارٹنر تھا ود منہاج یونیورسٹی اور اس میں ہم جو ہے وہ کی نوٹ اسپیکر تھے شبیر مسمی صاحب. اسی طرح NED یونیورسٹی اور دوسرے کراچی یونیورسٹی کے ساتھ بھی ڈفرینٹ ٹاپکس کے اوپر اور اسپیشلی ربا فری اکانومی اور اسلامک بینکنگ کے پروموشن میں الصادق جو ہے وہ سیمینار اینڈ کانفرنسز جو لیڈ کرتا ہے. پھر ہم مزید بات کریں تو 2 days ورک شاپ آن ٹرانسفارمیشن اینڈ ڈیجیٹائزیشن یہ ہم نے ICAP کی کولیبریشن سے کیا جس میں مین فوکس جو تھا وہ ڈیجیٹل ٹرانسفارمیشن ڈیجیٹل پیمنٹس اور ESG کمپلائنس جو اب ایک اور امپورٹنٹ ٹاپک ہے اس پہ ہم نے 2 day کمپریہنسو ورک شاپ ICAP کی کولیبریشن سے کیا. اسی طرح ورک شاپ آن اسلامک بینکنگ اینڈ ڈیجیٹل ٹرانسفارمیشن یہ ہم نے کنڈکٹ کیا جنوری 2025 میں جہاں پر ہم نے کس طرح سے یہ شریعہ کمپلائنس سلوشن جو ہیں وہ ڈیجیٹل فارم کے اندر کس طرح سے ہوں گے اور یہ ٹرانسفارمیشن میں کس طرح ہیلپ کریں گے. اسی طرح راس انٹیگریشن اور فن ٹیک انوویشن پہ بھی بات کی. جو کی کولیبریشنز رہی ہیں ہماری نیشنل فائنینشیل انکلوژن اسٹریٹجی میں ہم اسٹیٹ بینک کے ساتھ پارٹنر ہیں. اسی طرح ڈفرینٹ یونیورسٹیز جو پاکستان کی ٹاپ یونیورسٹیز ہیں NED منہاج یونیورسٹی انڈس یونیورسٹی ان کے ساتھ کولیبریشن ہے جس میں ان اسٹوڈنٹس کو اور یوتھ کو اپنی اسلامک فائنانس اور اسلامک بینکنگ کے اوپر جو ہے وہ آگاہی فراہم کرتے ہیں. اسی طرح NGOs اینڈ کمیونٹیز اینڈ ڈفرینٹ آرگنائزیشن اور انڈسٹری باڈیز لائک ICAP آفی SDC PSX اینڈ حلال ڈیولپمنٹ کونسلس اور ان کے ساتھ بھی الصادق جو ہے وہ کولیبریٹ کرتا ہے سو دیٹ کہ جو ڈیو رول ہے وہ فار پروپوگیشن اینڈ پروموشن آف اسلامک بینکنگ فائنانس اور تکافل اس میں اپنا رول پلے کرے. کچھ یہ انیشیٹوز ہیں جو ہم نیشنل فائنینشیل انکلوژن اسٹریٹجی جو اسٹیٹ بینک کی اس کے ساتھ ہم اس میں فلی الائنڈ ہیں پارٹنر ہیں اسٹیٹ بینک کے ساتھ. اسی طرح پالیسی ڈائلاگ جہاں پر یہ فیڈرل شریعہ کورٹ کے جو ججمنٹ تھا اس کی امپلیمنٹیشن کے اندر اس میں الصادق انسٹیٹیوٹ جو ہے وہ پالیسی سائڈ پہ بھی اور امپلیمنٹیشن سائڈ پہ بھی جو ہے وہ اپنی اسسٹنس اور اپنا رول پلے کرا. اسی طرح ریسرچ اینڈ پبلیکیشن ہمارا تیسرا ایریا ہے جہاں ہم جو ہیں وہ ٹائم ٹو ٹائم ریسرچ پبلیکیشنز کرتے ہیں جو کہ ہماری ویب سائٹ پہ بھی اور سوشل میڈیا کے جو ہمارے پلیٹ فارمز ہیں اس پہ بھی. یہاں فوکس کرنا چاہوں گا کہ ہمارا جو فوکس ہے وہ یوتھ and women empowerment. تو یہ دونوں ہم being Al-Sadiq Institute, we want کہ ہم جو اپنی یوتھ ہے اس کو کمپریہنسولی ٹرین کریں تاکہ وہ آگے نہ صرف یہ کہ پاکستان کی اکانومی کے اندر وہ ایک امپورٹنٹ اور ذمہ دارانہ رول پلے کر سکیں، بلکہ اس کے بعد وہ اپنے نیکسٹ لیڈرشپ رول بھی پلے کر سکیں تاکہ پاکستان کو ایک سسٹینیبل اکانومی جو ہے وہ ہم وہ اچیو کر سکیں۔ بینگ اے فیمیل امپاورمنٹ اینڈ ان کو ہم وی آر دا فور فرنٹ، اور اگر آپ یہ دیکھیں کہ ظاہر ہے جو ہماری پاکستان کی جو پاپولیشن ہے اس کی جو مین فورس ہے وومن، ان کو ہم کس طرح سے اس مین اسٹریم کے اندر لا سکتے ہیں۔ تو اب تک کوئی 1000+ ہم جو ہیں وہ خواتین جو ہیں وہ انہوں نے ہمارے کورسز اٹینڈ کیے ہیں، اور سرٹیفکیشن کورسز بھی ہیں، اور فل فلیج جو پروگرامس ہیں ہمارے 1 year جس طرح PGT پروگرام ہے اس میں بھی۔ سو وی وانٹ کہ ہم جو ہے نہ صرف یہ کہ فائنینشیل انکلوژن بلکہ ڈائیورسٹی اینڈ انکلوژن کو بھی پروموٹ کریں۔ آخر میں ڈیجیٹل ٹرانسفارمیشن اور انوویشن کی جہاں تک بات ہے تو Al-Sadiq انسٹیٹیوٹ آلدو ہمارا جو پرائمری آبجیکٹیو ہے وہ اسلامک بینکنگ اینڈ فائنینس کی پروموشن ہے، بٹ وی آر ویری ویل اویئر کہ یہ اب جو یہ ساری چیزیں ہیں وہ ڈیجیٹل فارم کے اندر ہی بینکنگ ہونی ہے، اور ایون فائنینس اور جس کی جتنی بھی فارمز ہیں وہ ڈیجیٹل ہی جو ہیں وہ کسٹمرز کو دی جائیں گی۔ سو Al-Sadiq انسٹیٹیوٹ جو ہے اپنے فورم سے جو ہے وہ ڈیجیٹل ٹرانسفارمیشن انوویشن کو بھی بہت فوکس کرتا ہے۔ اس پہ ہمارے AI اینڈ فن ٹیک پہ ورکشاپس ہیں، اسی طرح راس انٹیگریشن اور ڈیجیٹل لٹریسی پروگرامس بھی شامل ہیں۔ جسٹ کی نمبرز کے آلریڈی بتایا 8500+ ہم نے پروفیشنل ٹرین کی ہیں۔ اسی طرح ہمارا بھی ٹارگیٹ ہے اسٹیٹ بینک کے ساتھ الائن کہ ہم جو 75% فائنینشیل انکلوژن ہو اور ربا فری اکانومی وہ ہم جو فیڈرل شیڈول کوڈ کا ڈیسیشن ہے اس میں ہم فلی اسٹیٹ بینک اور SECP اور جو ڈفرینٹ جو ریگولیٹری باڈیز ہیں اور ان کے ساتھ ہم فلی الائنڈ ہیں کہ ہم اس ویژن کو جو ہے وہ ریالٹی میں کنورٹ کریں۔ سو دس از فرام مائی سائڈ، تھینک یو سو مچ۔
Thank you, Iqbal Saab, for your valuable contribution and highlighting the role of Al-Sadiq in this great program of and highlighting the crucial connection between academic institutions and industry perspectives. Next, we have with us Mr. Imran Sadaf, Deputy Chief Manager at SBP-BSC Sukkur, who will share operational insights from the central bank's perspective. Mr. Imran Sadaf has been instrumental in implementing the ground-level financial literacy programs and has first-hand experience with the challenges and successes of community-based financial education initiatives. His presentation will focus on operational excellence in financial literacy programs, lessons from the field. Mr. Imran Sadaf, kindly go ahead. Thank you, sir. Mr. Imran Sadaf, kindly please proceed.
Assalamu alaikum ji. Can you hear me? Am I audible
Yes,
to all
sir.
of you?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You are very much audible.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Madiha and Al-Sadiq Institute for hosting this session in the larger interest of financial literacy and financial education across the country. My name is Imran Sadaf, and you have introduced me thoroughly in your introduction.
I am serving as Deputy Chief Manager in State Bank BSC Sukkur office. First of all, we need to understand that why we are engaging the people in this session, why the financial literacy, financial inclusion is so important to us. There is a direct relationship between the financial inclusion and the economic development and social development of the society. These correlations need to be addressed and need to be understood before educating the concept of financial education and financial inclusion. Keeping in view the importance of financial inclusion, State Bank of Pakistan has introduced various programs under National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which includes financial education, financial literacy, and provision of financial services to various stakeholders of our country, including women, children, youth, rural areas, urban areas, and the entrepreneurs of our country. We have been doing this for more rigorously since the last 10 years. And since last 10 years, we have been in part State Bank of Pakistan in collaboration with the microfinance banks and the commercial banks and different NGOs. We are collaborating with them and imparting the basic financial education to the masses which are not aware even about the basic financial terms, like what is saving, what is budgeting, what is bank, what is CNIC. Unfortunately, in our country, it is dominated by the rural areas which do not have the proper access to the financial services or the financial education. So we initiated this campaign from 2017 and imparted basic education about the financial services to them. And millions of people, including more than 50% women and men, they have been equipped with the concept that why do they need the basic information about the financial literacy. Concepts like savings, budgeting, ATMs, what are ATMs, what are credit cards, what are banking accounts, they were even not aware about that. Going ahead, the basic thing about the financial services is entering into the ambit of the financial institution. When we talk about the financial services or the financial inclusion, it refers to the definition which includes that any person who avails any sort of financial services from the bank. Primarily, two types of services are offered by the bank. First is attracting the deposits from the public, and second is extending credit to the communities who are in need of it in the context of their business needs or the personal needs. So we have initiated this concept by attracting large number of untagged, unpopulated masses which do not even have the bank account. So we arranged the sessions, financial literacy sessions, in which they were imparted the basic financial education as well. They were also provided with a platform to open their banking accounts at that moment as well. And with the help of this, let me introduce you with the concept that there are 208 million active accounts in our country out of 250 million population. Since the last 10 years or 8 years, efforts have been put out rigorously, and we have been able to achieve the target of 211 million accounts. And we have 96 million depositors in our overall banking sector. And to make it to better access to the people of Pakistan or the masses of Pakistan, there are about 18 to 19,000 branches of all the banks and microfinance banks throughout the country. And almost the provision of same number of ATM machines are also there, ranging from 18 to 19,000 across the country. So the provision of this landscape or the infrastructure is basically aimed at to provide the basic avenues of availing the financial services. And the financial services include the services of account operations as well as availing the financing facilities. To avail the financial services, banking accounts or the deposit accounts are the gateway step or the primary step towards the financial inclusion. in order to make them more robust, enter into more robust relationship, first step is always to make an account of the individuals or the enterprises. Once their accounts are opened, then their pathway or the gateway toward the financing is opened, because the banking trust or the banking relationship is always trusted upon their account activity or their turnover activity. So we are focusing primarily on the account openings, and we are also paving the way towards the entrepreneurs who are being unable to avail the financial services in form of financing. So we are largely focusing on the women financing, SME financing, and farmer financing. There are various schemes, there are various programs, there are various initiatives on the part of State Bank of Pakistan, which encourage all the entrepreneurs, all the SMEs, all the farmers, all the working women entrepreneurs to avail the financing facility from the commercial bank in the context of their own products, as well as the provision of State Bank of Pakistan incentive schemes. So the purpose of the provision of this all landscape or the incentivized products is to introduce them or is to attract them towards the financial services or the financial inclusion. As I already said, financial inclusion is directly correlated to economic development and the social development of the society. Once you enter into the financial of the country or the financial services are being availed, it makes sure that your economic development is fostered and the growth is fostered with the help of the financial services landscape. And similarly, when you are economically developed, your social status, your social development is also integrated with these two developments. So it is very important at this stage, at this platform, for us to understand, if we want our society, if we want our masses, if we want our women to develop or economically develop themselves or socially develop themselves to stand on their own feet, their entry into the financial services is of the vital importance. Once they will avail the financial services, they will be able to foster their growth as far as their businesses are concerned, as far as their society is concerned, as far as their entrepreneur growth is concerned. So we need to understand, we need to emphasize the importance of financial services. Another angle which is very important to us and has been addressed by the previous addresser, that the introduction of Islamic financial services has played a very vital role in addressing the large number of untapped population of our country, which was staying away from the financial services due to the very fact that they are faith sensitive and they do not want to enter into the banking sector or the financial sector, which is being perceived as standing on the basis of interest-based banking system or the interest-based lending system. For that population, for that misperception or the right perception to be addressed, State Bank of Pakistan, along with the commercial banking sector, has introduced the concept of Islamic banking right from early 2000. And at this stage, it has played a vital role in growing the banking sector phenomena. And the large number of untapped population which was staying away from the banking sector is now entering into the financial services and is availing the Sharia compliant services as far as their banking services is concerned. If they want to avail the loan financing facility from the bank, they have the opportunity right now in the form of various products through the various Islamic commercial banks or the Islamic windows of the commercial conventional banks, that they can avail the Sharia compliant financial services or the Sharia compliant financing facilities from the banks, keeping in view that they are not interest based or they are not against any Sharia principles of the Islam. Similarly, it has paved the way for the large number of faith sensitive society of our country. So I think now there is no obstacle or the impediment that is remaining in the way that can put the people away from the financial sector sector. Every form of financial products or services which are being offered by the conventional banks are being also offered by the Islamic institutions, whether it is a Takaful company, whether it is a leasing company, whether it is a banking services. Every product is converted into Sharia compliant products as well and services as well. So it is very vital to spread this word around our society that if you want to avail the financial services purely based on Sharia compliant concept, the large avenue of products and services are also available so that we can combine our efforts, so that we can put our efforts together in order to fulfill the gap that is existing between the supply side and the demand side of our banking sector. It will eventually help in the economic development of our society, economic development yours, like it is clear that to the best culture. Also, State Bank of Pakistan, in the form of introduction or guidelines, which are named as banking of women or society, and that is a very interesting, very women, which the need of our women through the 360-degree level and addressing every aspect of financial for them through every. So I would suggest that everyone here in this session should go to internet and study the banking on equality framework of State Bank of Pakistan. It will help them to understand that what initiatives available women of our society in the form of various products, various initiatives, various opportunities to grow financially and economically. For the production of financial and financial inclusion efforts are being put up by State Bank of Pakistan throughout the years, and what are our future roads and future maps. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can ask at the end of the session, or you can ask at any time at your convenience. Thank you so much, Ji.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your practical insights with us from your field experience. And next, I would like to introduce our next speaker. Our final speaker is Dr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso. He is Director of the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership and Incubation at the Sukkur IBA University. Dr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso brings an entrepreneurial perspective to financial literacy, focusing on how innovation and technology can create scalable solutions for financial education. Dr. Khoso will present on entrepreneurial approaches to financial literacy, technology, innovation, and scalability. Dr. Khoso, the floor is yours. Please, sir, do the honors.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madiha. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are very much audible to us.
And what about the screen? Is it visible, the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, sir. Your PowerPoint presentation is visible on the screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much
You're
for a brief introduction. And thank you very much for all the speakers. They have wonderfully pointed out all the areas which is key and crucial for today's discussion. Whereas much focus has been done by the Fowad and Imran, Sadaf, and one of our speakers from Al-Sadiq. I will more focus on the financial literacy because the participants must know about that what actually the financial literacy is and what are the different facilities available in country so that they can take the leverage. As since many people are being now involved in this banking sector, but many participants, including the youth, women, and the SMEs, including the entrepreneurs, they don't know how actually leverage from these developments. So I will be focusing on 3 areas. First, to understand that what financial literacy is for the sake of the participants, and then what are the key financial concepts involved in this financial literacy process, and what innovation and financial services are available within the country, so that our participants, including all, means this involves the youth, including the women, the SMEs, and the entrepreneurs, how they can get the leverage from that. So let's first focus on the financial literacy. It's basically the understanding and effective use of various financial skills. There are, different opportunities available within the banking sector, which includes all the commercial, financial, Islamic, microfinance, and there are many fintech companies available. One must have the basic understanding of their services and how they can use and avail these services so that they can enhance their future planning in terms of their businesses, in terms of their new startups, in terms of their short-term and long-term plans, which involves for their personal purposes. This is for sake of the literature definition, which given by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, which says that financial literacy is the knowledge and ability to make informed and effective decisions. So this information of available services is very much important. Those who have the banking accounts, the people who have the banking accounts, and the people who have the information to use the services available by the banks, by the other fintech companies in the country, is very much important, so that they can plan accordingly. So why this financial literacy matters? Because financial illiteracy leads to poor money management. People don't know. Let's suppose I can share you one of the good example. I'm heading the business incubation center, where our students used to start the startup. When they start the startup, they basically don't know that they need to have a bank account first. When they have the bank account, they don't know that the business entity is separate from their own personal, the earnings, expenses, and other things. They used to take all of the money for their own personal purposes, and we let them to know about this, that the business is a separate entity. For that, you need to have the separate business account, and when you start your own business, you must have a bank account for this, and you take a salary from that, so that make a business and your expenses at different perspectives. So that's very much important, that these people should be aware about these. Since these figures are very old, so like S&P's figures and the figures of access to financial survey, as just WhatsApp has cleared that now this percentage has increased, but still there's a urban gap, and still there's a knowledge gap among the participants, which includes all, I mean to say, startups, SMEs, and women and youth as well. So this is why this is important, because people, when they have the financial literacy, they know that how to manage their income and expenses, whether a person is a salaried person, a person is a businessman, or a person is a student, whatsoever the capacity he has. If he doesn't know this whole process, he is vulnerable, he is open to for any fraud and other financial exploitation being done by the society. And once he has a full awareness and understanding, he can make a plan for his short-term and long-term goals. So I can share you one of the good example of these 3 startups. When these startups were incubated at the Sukkur University, Elgo NLP, Sinora Art, and Graphic, these startups they even do not possess their own personal accounts in the banking sector. When they came to us, we first requested the bank, and we connected them with the banking sector, and they had their personal accounts for themselves. Later, when they started a successful business, when they started their first revenue, we had their own personal accounts in the bank. Then they have used different digital platforms for earning their foreign exchange, because they used to provide these services like Elgo NLP is one of our successful startup. In last 3 years, they have not earned a single penny in Pak rupees. They have earned all their earnings in the US dollars. So that's why we started first in educating them to know this whole process. Then we inculcated them, skill and interest to have their own saving accounts as well, so that from the earning of the business operations, when they make a net saving, they can have the separate net saving account for their businesses, at the same time for themselves, so that they can meet the different requirements of their life. So I would more focus on these 6 to 7 key points, which is very much important for the participants to understand. For the financial literacy, they must have the basic understanding of the budgeting, because whether you are a student, you are a salaried person, or you are a businessman, a serial businessman, or have a startup, you must have understanding of the income and expenses, so that you can avoid the overspending or debt. Because you have might seen that there are the different startups or different businesses, when started at the roadside, they close after 6 to 7 months. The reason is simple: they never track their expenses, and resultantly they become overburdened for the debt perspective, because they can't meet their expenses incurred in the business. So that's very much important for every participant, in whatsoever case they are. They need to have budgeting for their monthly expenses, and their revenues are their monthly pocket money whatsoever they have in terms of the student. And having the saving skill and saving habit is very much important for the Pakistani nation. Generally, youth is not oriented towards the saving. They need to have built this skill and this habit for their emergency fund, and for their short-term goals, which is very much important. For example, their health, their education, and then their traveling, or whatsoever they have. So for this, through saving instruments, they can have the bank saving accounts initially, then they can have the fixed deposits in the bank, and then they may have the price bonds as well, so that they can meet their routine expenses. In terms of the investing, they need to plan for the long-term goals, which involves, for example, the retirement plans, which involves for any other houses and other facilities they want to have for long-term perspective. They can use different channels, which involves the stock market investment. They need to have basic understanding of them. They need to have mutual funds understanding. They have to inculcate themselves the national saving schemes information and habit, so that they can make long-term investment for their future plans. And would be better they can have the real estate investment, if their profits or if their earnings allow them to make such sort of investment in terms of the long-term perspective. As far as borrowing is concerned, they need to develop their understanding for the personal loans, for the business loans, and for education loans. Recently, I was conducting my PhD study, post-PhD study information from the different beneficiaries. People even don't know the basic schemes launched by the government of Pakistan, which was the youth entrepreneurship scheme. So they must develop the information regarding the available opportunities within the banking sector, within the government, any policies or any special policy being launched by the State Bank of Pakistan for SMEs, youth, and for the students. They need to have understanding for the education loans, credit cards, and microfinancing loans, so that they can come into this impact, and they can perceive different see different facilities available for themselves, whatsoever the career they want to pursue. And we need to develop the managing debt habit in our participants, in our students, in our SMEs and startups, so that they can borrow only what you can repay. There are the many people, if you say the bank has the facility to borrow a train, they can borrow a train. If they know that bank has the facility to borrow an aeroplane, they can intended to borrow that aeroplane. They must know and understand what their existing earnings are concerned, their existing savings are concerned, so that they can easily repay the loan. and if you focus and look into this, many people have the willful defaulter habit in country, specifically in the semi-urban areas, whereas they need to have the basic understanding for the simple interest and compound interest, that how actually this is going to impact them if they are going to borrow the loan from the banking sector. They must have the basic understanding of the inflation in the country, regarding the demand pull inflation, regarding the cost full inflation, and regarding the cost depreciation, because that is very much important once you are going to start any sort of business in the country. For this, you need to understand regarding these perspective. And using the financial tools, which is very much important. People have the bank accounts nowadays, but they don't know how to basically leverage the available fintech solutions in the country for their particular businesses, where they can borrow, where they can use which fintech facility regarding their own businesses. So I would more focus that every participant have the basic understanding of all these key points which I have just talked about, for their successful financial literacy and planning for their personal life and for their business life. I would now more focusing on these key areas which every entrepreneur and every startup and every student should know about, that what sort of services, innovative services are currently available in the country, which involves right from the digital payment platforms like EasyPesa, JSCash, and ROS, which can help you for the fast cashless transactions in the country. They must have the basic understanding regarding the digital banking services, which include these different facilities, the Roshan digital accounts like Sadaf and Naya Pay, whatsoever the facilities available. Lending and credit opportunities for startups and SMEs in the country are also available. They must have the basic understanding on this. And not the least, investment and wealth tech sort of services available in the country. If any student or if any salaried person and business person wants to make some investment for their future and long-term planning in terms of the saving. Insurance tech services are also available, and then the regulatory tech services are also available in the country, including the State Bank of Pakistan services for different banking and the country people. So thank you very much. Due to the brief time available to me, I think that these points were key to be highlighted for my discussion for today. If you have any question, you can ask. I'm available for the questions.
Thank you, Dr. Asif Khoso, for Dr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso. Apologies. Thank you, Dr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso, for that forward-looking perspective. We have few questions, though not from the participants, but I anticipate that these will be the questions from our participants. My first question is, you have emphasized technology and innovation.
Yeah.
Can you please highlight what specific technologies or platforms have shown the most promise in your experience for delivering financial literacy and education and bridging the gender gap?
Yeah, I think, the first thing is important. What is our target market? Let's suppose if I'm talking about the student terms, it is very much important that we inculcate the saving habits in them, and we inculcate the habit of budgeting in them. When we talk about in terms of the startups, we need to develop their understanding regarding the banking sector, regarding the fintech services which are available in the country. It depends on the need of the startup. For example, if any startup is engaged in online or e-commerce sort of businesses, he needs to have the accounts with the courier services. They need to have the basic understanding of how EasyPesa, JSCash, and other the services which are available in terms of the fintech services in the country. We need to make literate how they can utilize and capitalize and leverage from these available services. Whereas as far as we are concerned at Sukkur IBA University, we let know our students, at the same time we let know our the startups, that how they can capitalize such sort of facilities available. As recently, we connected one of our startup for this crypto, sort of investment activities to one of the advisor in the country, that how he can capitalize in terms of availing and making any sort of investment in that perspective. So the important is that we need to categorize to bridge this gap among the students in terms of both the male and female gender differentiation, in terms of the rural and urban gap, where there is a more digital gap is available. So if State Bank is doing this National Financial Literacy Program through this, is doing a wonderful job. But the problem I can highlight is that we need to go into the school level and college level. From there, we can start, developing the habit of saving and investing in our students. And when they come into the undergraduate programs, we more focus on developing their entrepreneurial skills so that they can contribute to the national economy through the innovative and creative ideas by leveraging all the technology and fintech which is available in the country. Now, the days are old to have the bank accounts in the country, because having banking account is now as simple. Our participants and stakeholders should know how they can capitalize by using the banking channels for their different business transactions, for their personal investments in terms of the short term, just I mentioned, and in terms of the long term, how they can. So that this is what actually I'm thinking, that our youth and our stakeholders need to understand this perspective from the in a broader perspective, to more focusing on in terms of the investment and using the digital platforms, where you can when we visit into the different shops, these micro SMEs even don't have the basic understanding of these fintech services available, which are very simple, like by using the QR codes and so on. Even our brands available in country do not use such digital platforms. So it's a long-term goal and long-term planning that we need to. But with the passage of time, so with such efforts, I believe that there's changes coming, but more focus is to let people know how to capitalize these available innovative solutions in the country with the help of the State Bank and other banking sector in the country.
Thank you, Ikhtiar sir, for sharing this practical insight. And next question is for Dr. Fawad Naeem, for Mr. Fawad. Is Mr. Fawad with us? Mr. Nadeem, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have a question with you. Serving on a key role in State Bank of Pakistan, Sukkur, looking ahead, what specific regulatory changes or initiatives State Bank of Pakistan is planning to further support the financial literacy in rural areas of Sindh?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, we are working on rural areas because in urban areas, financial literacy is, I think, already much more as compared to normal average. So our focus is also on rural areas, as we do not only just give the mandatory targets to the commercial banks, microfinance banks, and other NGOs, etc., to work on rural areas, but we also monitor them. We have about more than 651 sessions were conducted by the commercial bank, mandatory sessions on financial literacy throughout the year. And I think so most of them were conducted in the rural areas. Commercial banks conduct these sessions with the help of NGOs, with the help of local representatives, and then our teams are there to monitor these sessions. So not a single session, I think so, was conducted within the city area of Sukkur, Khairpur, and other districts, but all these sessions were conducted in the rural areas. And we do not only just have sessions there, but we also ensure that how much participation is there from the rural side, how much female participation is there in these sessions, and how much male participation is there. And we also ensure that the banks also work for those just who do not have basic financial facilities, and they also give us reports. They also submit the reports and figures to us that how many accounts, new accounts have been opened, how many people were there, participants were there, and whether these participants had the financial or bank accounts already, borrowings, basic knowledge of banks or no. So we ensure that all these sessions are conducted in rural areas of Sindh, or the area which is under our jurisdiction, physical jurisdiction in all the districts of Sukkur region. So our focus is rural areas, absolutely 100%, not only just 70-80%, but our total focus is on rural areas, because in city areas, we understand that there is no much need to work there, as already financial literacy is there, and rural areas are neglected areas, underprivileged areas. So our focus is on rural areas. Monitoring is there, targets are there, and banks are also mandated to complete these targets in rural areas, financial literacy, as far as financial literacy is concerned.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again. I appreciate your sharing of valuable time and knowledge with us. Next question I have with Mr. Jawaid. Sir, are you with us? Am I audible, sir?
Ji, please. Yes.
Sir, my question is that what do you think that Islamic banking principles can be integrated into financial literacy programs, and how they can serve the diverse population of Pakistan?
जी आई थिंक जिस तरह अपनी इमरान समद साहब ने भी अपनी सेशन में अपनी स्पीच में जिक्र किया था, सिंस के हमारी जो पॉपुलेशन है, मेजर पॉपुलेशन स्पेशली इन द रूरल एरियाज, वो एक फेथ सेंसिटिव होने की वजह से भी वो कन्वेंशनल बैंकिंग को अडॉप्ट करना नहीं चाहती. So Islamic banking has become a viable alternatives in terms of जहाँ पर ना सिर्फ ये कि उनकी फाइनेंशियल नीड्स भी फुलफिल हों, बट उसके साथ साथ जो इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है फेथ का, उसमें भी उनको एक कंफर्ट हो कि हम जो बैंकिंग सर्विसेज ले रहे हैं वो जो शरिया कंप्लाइंट तरीके से और उनके जो बिलीव्स हैं, रिलीजियस बिलीव्स हैं, उससे अलाइंड है. सो इसी को देखते हुए हम ये देख सकते हैं कि since Islamic banking itself is the foundation of ethical banking, जहाँ पर और हमारा जो दीन है वो फेयरनेस, इक्वालिटी और इंक्लूसिवनेस सिखाता है. तो इस इस्लामिक बैंकिंग को हम बहुत ज़्यादा लेवरेज कर सकते हैं, not only in terms of कि हम फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन और उसको फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी को प्रमोट करें, बट उसके साथ साथ हम उसमें सारे स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स, सारे सेगमेंट्स ऑफ सोसाइटीज़, वेदर फ्रॉम अर्बन एरियाज और रूरल एरियाज, उसमें मेल, फीमेल और अपनी जो यंग पॉपुलेशन है उसको हम बहुत अच्छी तरह इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं. सो ये जो इस्लामिक बैंकिंग की ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है, इसको हम बहुत ज़्यादा लेवरेज कर सकते हैं कि हम ना सिर्फ ये कि ये एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो, बट उसके साथ साथ ये जो हमारी पॉपुलेशन है वो भी जो है वो इन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन और फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी, इन दोनों को इंटीग्रेट करके हम इसको बहुत ज़्यादा लेवरेज कर सकते हैं. So I think we are very hopeful कि with the passage of time, Islamic banking जिस तरह से इंशाल्लाह अपना एक नेक्स्ट लेवल अचीव करेगी, तो वो साथ साथ जो सोसाइटी के डिफरेंट सेगमेंट्स हैं, स्पेशली जो अंडर सर्व्ड एरियाज हैं, उनको बहुत बेहतर तौर पे जो है वो ना सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज बट ओवरऑल सोसाइटी के लिए बेहतर अपॉर्चुनिटीज, इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो है वो प्रमोट करें.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jawaid sir. As we conclude today's webinar, I would like to synthesize the key terms and key themes that we have heard from our distinguished speakers. First of all, inclusion, bridging gender gap, and providing a regulatory framework that provides both the structure and flexibility for innovative financial literacy approaches. Last but not the least, collaboration between academic institutions and industry. And most importantly, Gen Z and new practical community-based programs that can yield more measurable results when they should be properly implemented. Our speakers have highlighted several areas where continued collaboration between State Bank of Pakistan, academic institutions, and industry practitioners can enhance financial literacy outcomes. I want to sincerely appreciate your precious time and express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Fowad Naeem from SBP-BSC Sukkur for his regulatory insights and keynote address, Mr. Jawaid Iqbal from Al-Sadiq Institute for bridging academic and industry perspective, Mr. Imran Sadaf from SBP Sukkur, BSC Sukkur for sharing operational excellence insights, and lastly, Dr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso from Sukkur IBA University for his entrepreneurial and technological perspectives. Our special thanks to State Bank of Pakistan, Banking Services Corporation, Sukkur, for their continued commitment to financial literacy, and to all our participants for their valuable time. We encourage continued dialogue on these important topics, and you will have our email ID, and stay tuned to our social media handles, and please feel free to contact with our speakers to explore more opportunities within your respective organizations. Again, I thank you all for joining us today, especially on Sunday, and hopefully this webinar served as a catalyst for enhanced financial literacy through innovation and collaboration in our communities. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah khair, and have a productive day ahead. Thank you all. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Ji. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fawad Saab. Thank you, Imran Saab. And thank you.
Thank you, Jawaid sir. Thank you, Dr. Sir. And thank you, ma'am.
Sir.
Thank you, everyone, every participant.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.